Hello dear LELB visitors. In this tutorial or video, unlike the previous ones when I was trying to teach English to you or teach you English, in this video actually there is no teaching of English involved. Instead, I'm going to use English actually to teach you some valuable points that are even more important than English, but actually it happens through the window of English. It's all about depression therapy. I'm going to give you some hints. If you're depressed, if you're worried and anxious in life and you want to just do away with that and put it aside and feel better, there are some tangible, let's say, hints or points I have been able to come up, and I would like to share them with you. They are really practical, not theoretical. This is good news. Let's review them one by one. This is a post that I have created about neurology because I'm really into neuro-well-being. This is a term that I have coined, neuro-well-being. It means I believe that we can have well-being, we can live better if we happen to know and get some information about the way our brain works and also our nervous system. So I'm going to forge a link between neuro-well-being and neurology and depression. Okay. So depression therapy is not an easy task, first of all, because everybody wants to be happy, but the question is that why do we have so many people who are depressed, unhappy, and distressed even? Well, when you are depressed, start managing your time in a light way, because uncertainty can cause depression. So, as a matter of fact, one of the basic reasons for depression is uncertainty or lack of clarity about your future, about your life, and also a sense of guilt. So you need to do something about it. You need to just overcome those problems in order to overcome the problem of your depression. It does not happen to you all of a sudden. You need to do something about it. Now let's review the points. Feed your brain with nutritious food, such as seafood. Omega-3 tablets can help you if you cannot just receive enough seafood, or actually some materials that are good for you, replete with vitamin D, for example, and vitamin E. So for example, you do not get it naturally because you don't have time for preparing good food and proper food, so you can just do it and take some supplements. But let's say you need to consult it with your medical doctor. But I personally take at least one omega-3 tablet per day. But you need to consult it with your doctor. When you get depressed, just think about the last thought that you had. It may solve your problem. Because per day, the let's say average number of thoughts that we generate or our mind generates is around 60,000. Yes, so we think about 60,000 thoughts per day. So if the majority of your thoughts is positive, you are a positive thinker. If the majority of your thoughts, about those approximately 60,000 thoughts, is negative, so you are a negative thinker. So if you consider what you are, or pay attention to what you are thinking about, you can just get away from depression and it's not an easy task. It's never, as a matter of fact, it is one of the most difficult things you can ever do, but it's a very lucrative and profitable, let's say, business. How can you do that? By practicing consciousness, mindfulness, meditation. Just knowing that you are thinking about something actually at the moment, you are one stage behind it, or even further that. So you are thinking about what you are thinking. This is called metacognition. You are aware of your thoughts. So if you're aware or conscious or mindful of your thoughts, you can filter or censor negative thoughts. I told you it's not an easy task, and you need to practice it, and meditation can help you. The other technique is expose yourself to sunlight and get out of darkness. Even recently, there is a therapy which is called light therapy. It means those who are depressed actually are exposed to some fluorescent light for a let's say specified period of time in order to get away from depression, and it may have some positive impact on them. And turn on the lights of your home, especially at night, because at night when we don't have let's say daylight, there are some receptors in the retina of our eyes that send signals to the brain, just beckoning, or let's say forcing the brain to secrete some hormones such as serotonin, to just go to bed, to be ready to sleep, and the parasympathetic nervous system just gets activated, and we become drowsy, and we are not excited anymore in comparison to the daytime. So and at the same time, actually, we may become more depressed because of that, because of low excitement and energy. So if you, for example, you need to do something at night and you need to be in a good mood, but you are not, you can just turn on the lights. I know you have to pay so much on the power bill, but anyway, this is one of the techniques. You should not stay in a place that is dark or semi-dark, because it can even add up to the level of your depression. Find a real friend. This is a very important point. We are sociable creatures, so we must socialize with people who are helpful, who are supporting, and they can and also whom we can help. So help is a reciprocal let's say matter or point. We need to have a let's say circle of friends who are trustworthy, and actually whom we can help. But I don't think that actually making friends with anybody actually is a good medicine for that. Sometimes it's better to be alone than just make friends with anybody. By friend, I mean real friend, and trustworthy friends. Go out and take a walk. Yeah, because as a matter of fact, when we get depressed, one part of our brain shuts down. As a matter of fact, the neocortex of the brain, or thinking brain, or rational brain, actually shuts down, and instead the emotional brain becomes overactive. As a matter of fact, we try to just review the emotions and memories in the past, and we try to criticize ourselves or condemn ourselves, and maybe actually you may develop some suicidal thoughts. Okay, this is all about depression, depending on the degrees of your depression, because there are degrees to that. But the point is that if you are the majority in the majority of cases when you are depressed, actually you need to do something about activating your thinking or rational brain. So when you do some physical exercises, for example, biking, riding, even taking a walk, strolling, and so on and so forth, actually your brain receives enough oxygen, and as a matter of fact it is oxygenated, and therefore the rational part or thinking brain actually kicks in, and you will be able to process the information, to take a more active role in life, and that's why it is effective. Okay, the other point is that in my own experience, as a matter of fact I've experienced it, the border between depression and ecstasy or happiness is so subtle or unspecified. You can shrewdly and cleverly switch from the former to the latter, and even actually the latter to the former. For example, I just came up with this point that when I was depressed and suddenly I just used my notes and had a cup of coffee, sweetened cup of coffee, hot, almost hot, or really warm, and then listened to some trance techno music on my headphone, because I wore headphones and it was late at night, and the music was so upbeat and I did not want to just bother my neighbors, so I just listened to the music on headphones and had my just coffee, and it was sweetened, as I said, and took almost a cold shower, and you cannot believe that how different I started to feel, how differently. Before that I was so low and so down. I was feeling down, and after that experience that could just take around 5 minutes or 10 minutes, I was in ecstasy, as a matter of fact, without using any drug, without using any alcohol. I could just refresh myself. So you can come up with a list of things that can just get you out of depression. It depends on your personality, but focus on the legitimate ones. You cannot aggravate. It's a stupid idea to aggravate your situation, for example. So you need to do something in a legitimate way, so that whenever actually you can do that, and one sweetened cup of coffee does not give you diabetes. You should be careful about not just creating that habit, to have a tooth for candy, or let's say, because it's not even good for your brain. Taking action, the other point, even minor ones, and attacking your fear are crucial for overcoming your depression. Such a very great point. Depression sometimes is caused, as I said, by an uncertainty about your future, so you cannot take any action. So you cannot expect depressed people actually to take actions, because they are in contrast. Sometimes a task is so disgusting and let's say formidable, and you do not like to do anything about it, and you just wait. You are passive, you are in your comfort zone, and you do not want to do anything about it, and therefore actually the intensity of your depression becomes more. You don't need to just take an action immediately and complete a task all of a sudden overnight. No, because it's clear that some tasks actually require so much time to complete. You need to break it down into some pieces that are affordable, and then actually do it one by one and enjoy the whole process. Do not just focus on the product, just enjoy the process. And the whole life is like a process, and you need to enjoy every step into that. So take action although actually it is so as I said, repugnant or disgusting, you need to, if you break it down, you can easily manage it, just step by step. According to Emerson, attack your fear and the death of fear is certain. So sometimes we are afraid, depressed people are somehow afraid. They are afraid of failure, they are afraid of rejection, they are afraid of let's say friends, and they are afraid of many things. They are afraid of financial problems, and because of that they do not want to take any action that is necessary. Depression is caused by an inability to construct your future. That's why goal setting can help you tremendously to control your anxiety and despondency. Well, goal setting is definitely one of the principles of success and happiness in life, because actually you are like a traveler and you need to have a roadmap in your hands in order to be directed, or in order to navigate through life mindfully and consciously. So if you just set your goals, you know where to go. When you know where to go, you are not lost in the complexity of life. So when it happens to you, actually you have that certainty, as I was talking about at the very beginning of this video. So when you have certainty, that make sure that when everything is certain and clear to you, you cannot be depressed, even if you are all alone. Because these days, with the complexity level of life, a lot of people unfortunately are alone. And this is an irony of situation, that we are surrounded by so many people, but sometimes actually we cannot communicate well with them. This is so ironic, but that's what it is. But if you know how to manage at least your own life, how to control it, and how to set goals, how to take actions, how to think clearly, remember that rational part of your brain instead of the emotional part. When you get depressed, the emotional part actually becomes overactive, and you need to control it, you need to tame it, because actually there's a part in your brain that is called the amygdala, and that is panic button. And when you are depressed, that amygdala and also hippocampus actually become overactive, and your thinking brain shuts down. You need to activate it. Activate the thinking brain, neocortex, the gray matter of your brain. All right, that's it. I hope that you will never ever become depressed, but this is a kind of wishful thinking. It happens to everybody, even normal people, but let me just put it in this way, that if you get depressed, you know how to deal with that. That is important. You know how to deal with your depression, and you can overcome it. Thank you for watching and attending this video, and take care.